What better way to start the year than with some yummy biryani? Hi, I'm Ishak and welcome to Simply FoodMad. Happy New Year, FoodMaddies! Today we'll be looking at a dish that is the granddaddy of all dishes. Yes, that is the biryani. And since we are Simply FoodMad, our goal is to make sure that cooking is accessible to everyone. So today we are going to bring a twist to the biryani and we'll show you how to cook a biryani using a pressure cooker. The basic ingredients are going to be the same. Your biryani is going to taste the same. We've just improvised a little bit so that you could make awesome biryani using a pressure cooker. So let's get started. To start off, as always, we begin with some oil and we'll add cardamom and some cinnamon sticks. Up next are the onions. Now what I've got here is about 400 grams of onion finely chopped. We're going to saute the onions. We're going to saute it till it's completely reduced. One rule about biryanis: be generous with your masala. And by masala I mean everything else that you add other than rice and the meat. Of course, you have to be careful with the amount of chili and salt that you add. That's according to your taste. But with everything else, the more generous you are, the better it is. I'm using 800 grams of rice for half a kilo of lamb meat. Now this will serve about 5 to 6 individuals. So what I have used here is basically half the quantity of the rice used, about 400 grams of onion, and that's finely chopped. Up next, we'll add ginger garlic. Once again, same rule, the more generous you are, the better it is. In this case, we will add 4 heaped teaspoonfuls of ginger garlic paste. If I have to measure this in grams, we are looking at about 150 to 175 grams here. Saute this well along with the onions until you reach a stage where you can see a lot of oil coming out and the ginger garlic paste is all but visible and you can only see most of the onions left over there. This is your cue to add in the tomatoes. Now don't be generous with the tomatoes, else you will be getting tomato rice instead of biryani here. We've added 400 grams of onion and we will be adding less than half of the onion, so about 150 grams of tomato roughly chopped, and we will let that cook. And the next ingredient is what makes the magic over here. We will be adding 200 ml of curd. Now I understand this isn't something that you would see most of the people adding into biryanis, but believe me, adding the curd gives it that extra bit of flavor. Up next, we're going to add the chilies. This again is going to be as per your taste, but in my case I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of chili powder and salt to taste. Now mind you, I haven't added any green chilies here or black pepper. Green chilies and black pepper powder are completely up to your preference. If you do add them, make sure that you are adjusting the quantity of chili powder accordingly. Next, we add in the greens. In this case, we have a good handful of coriander and another good handful of mint leaves or pudina. Let's give that a good mix. And now it's time to add the meat. Add some water and we will let that meat cook. So while the meat cooks, let's make our raita ready. Now the raita is going to accompany the biryani and it's going to complement it really well. There are various versions of it, but this one by far is the most simplest and in my opinion the yummiest, and of course my favorite. So what goes in here is obviously onions. I've got 2 large onions finely chopped, and to that I'm going to add coconut puree. Basically what I've done is I've taken 3 to 4 thumb-size coconut pieces and ground them into a fine paste. So we're going to add that to our raita. Next, we add 300 ml of curd. Up next, we're going to add 2 chilies finely chopped. Then we're going to add some coriander, some salt to taste, And there you have it. That's our raita right there. What you do have to do is mix all of these together. Don't bother mixing them with a spoon like I did over here. Use your hand and mash them all together. Make sure that the onions break and all of the flavors of the chili and the coriander blend in with the onions and the curd, and you will get one magical raita in your hands that complements the biryani that you're preparing right now. Now let's see how the meat is cooked. You would want the meat to be well cooked, just as it would be cooked if you were preparing a mutton gravy, for example. So it has to be well cooked before you add in the rice. Let's see how this is done. Yes, it looks perfect. We're going to cook it further with the rice, but don't worry about it. It's not going to affect the meat a lot. Basically, the more the meat is cooked, the more the flavors get into the rice and the more tastier the biryani is. That's the whole point of the biryani. The essence of the meat is there in the rice. Now it's time to add the rice and add the appropriate amount of water. Be mindful because there will already be some water given out by the curds and the meat and the hot water that you've already added to cook the meat. Once you've added the rice, and this is the most crucial part, make sure that you do not cover the cooker with a lid. Make sure you wait for the whole thing to come to a boil. This step is very important because if you cover the lid right now, you're going to end up with burnt portions of biryani at the bottom of your cooker. So make sure that everything cooks within a short period of time once you've closed the lid of your cooker. So we have the contents boiling here. So it's the right time to pressure cook the mixture. Alright, our rice is cooked now. Now don't be alarmed with the way it looks on top. Pressure cookers tend to do this. You get the rice all soggy on top and it's all dry at the bottom. So all you have to do is just give it a good mix. And before we do that, we're going to add some ghee, or desi ghee as it is called. We're going to add about 50 ml of ghee into this rice. Let's give that a good mix. And there you go. Yummy biryani is now ready. The raita that we prepared will go very well with the biryani. Also, do check out our other video on khatta bangan. That goes very well with this biryani as well. I'll leave a link at the end of the video for khatta bangan. Guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us. And stay tuned for more such videos coming your way regularly. Until then, FoodMaddies, take care of yourself, eat healthy, and you have a happy new year.